Thank you, Whip Scalise, for leading this delegation. I want to thank my colleagues. Welcome to the great state of Texas. Unfortunately, this is not a great day for America, and it's not a great day for the southern border. I was a federal prosecutor down here. I was chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, and now I'm the leader on the Foreign Affairs Committee. I've been down here many times before, and I've seen this movie before in 2014 and in 2019. But I have to tell you, what I saw today was the worst humanitarian crisis on the border I have ever seen in my professional career. To see these family units and children blindly walking down a path last night, crossing the river, going to a temporary detention center, not knowing where they were, these children, and then this morning to go to the Donna detention center. And as Steve mentioned, little children. I saw a 5-year-old. She had no idea where she was all by herself. Her parents weren't with her. Her family were not with her. She was in tears. This is wrong. And I would call it a form of child abuse. And the sad thing is, it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen. This is a self-inflicted wound, a manufactured crisis brought on by President Biden by the stroke of a pen on the first day of office when he rescinded the migrant protection protocols that were working. They were working, and the Remain in Mexico policy was working. The asylum cooperation agreements with the Northern Triangle were working. That is why the numbers went so far down. So far down. And now we got the briefing from Border Patrol. They are spiking. We're going to see more migrant surge than I think I've ever seen. And the Secretary said in the last 20 years, I think it's going to be the worst we've ever seen. And the sad thing is they caused it. There's a direct cause and effect between these executive orders, including the wall, but especially the asylum agreements, which have caused this humanitarian crisis. He can stop it with the stroke of a pen. And I asked him to do that. And I asked for his border leader, the Vice President Kamala Harris, to come down to Texas, come down to the border and see this for yourself. You cannot hide this from the American people. You cannot hide it from the press. The American people need to know what's happening in their country. And the threat of drugs and trafficking. The only people celebrating today are the traffickers and the cartels. And the losers are the families that get extorted for $8,000, which is all they own in Central America, and these kids being, exploited. And I'll close with this. The Secretary of Homeland Security, I've never seen Border Patrol, by the way, more angry and more loss of morale. The morale is at an all-time low, and it's because of this president and his actions. Secretary of Homeland Security came right here to McAllen just yesterday, and he didn't even leave the plane hangar to visit the Donna detention facility. He took a couple of questions and he left. That is not leadership. What we need now is real leadership, and we're going to take this message back to Washington, and we're going to get real change accomplished. So, Whip Scalise, thank you so much for inviting all of us, and I yield back.